ay kalmış Türkiye'de. Kaç ay? 3 ay oradan çalıştım. 2 ay tatil yapacağım.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video in my channel. In this video, I'll be telling the differences between Java and Bedrock in Minecraft. I'll be going over the two main differences and many smaller ones. The main difference in Java and Bedrock is the fact that the PvP is very different. So, in Java, you need to go attack more like to deal the maximum damage. However, in Bedrock, you can go more like this. Or against smaller things, it is a little bit easier to kill since you don't need to wait a bit before missing. So on the thing I said before, I think, in my personal opinion, that the award goes to Bedrock because I personally think that it's a bit easier to PvP in it, and it's way easier other than waiting 40 seconds just to miss. Next, I'll move on to bridging. So I'll just start out with Bedrock bridging, and unlike Java, you don't need to do this, which is very, very slow. Instead, you can just do this. Oh, hell no. However, this does not mean that Java bridging is actually very bad, other than the fact that it really is bad compared to Bedrock. You don't need to bridge very slowly. You can uncrouch while bridging to make it slightly faster, such as but that's not the max speed of Java bridging. In Java bridging, you can still bridge very, very fast as Bedrock, if you're a no-life who will spend 3 months just to master the hardest bridging in the whole of Minecraft just to catch up with a Bedrock player who was 6 years old. I think the third difference is the mob spawn rates in Bedrock caves. With maximum brightness on and also these things, there's still so many mobs that spawn. Plus, most of them are Endermen, which are very, very annoying for me. Plus, the skeletons have this ultra aimbot thing, which can hit you for some reason from 20 blocks away as a headshot. But however, in Java caves, this is what a Java cave will look like right here. More like this is how a Java cave feels. With 0 mobs everywhere. 0. Another difference, in this case, the fourth difference, which I will grade the third difference in a bit, is the fact that the Wither is way more overpowered than Bedrock Edition. For example, look at this.
Where you go?
At first, there will be an explosion when you just spawn it, and you can't damage it until the explosion is, which will happen in there. It already broke my totem of undying, it gives me the Wither effect, and it forces me to run away. But the Wither effect also kills you, and look at the explosions. It has way more health in Bedrock than it has in Java, plus the explosion radius is way higher. Another thing is, in Bedrock, when you get the Wither to half health, there is also another explosion, which deals the same amount of damage. The Wither has so much health that plus it's very, very fast. The Wither, if I can't even hit it once, and even if I do hit it once, his health barely goes down at all. And you see, I can't even damage him, and he's already killing me with full netherite armor. So, and if this was in Java, it would have been super easy to kill the Wither. I could have killed him in like 2 minutes. But in Bedrock, it's definitely way harder. Based on the two different things that I showed you, I think that having a harder boss is better because, well, there's like 4 bosses in Minecraft, and no, 3 if you count, unless you count the warden. But I enjoy having one that's a bit more hard. So I'll give it another point to Bedrock. And for the mob spawning, I don't like the mobs. I don't like the mobs having that much in disrupting my mining. So I'll give a point to Java for that. So these are the standings for now. 1 for Java and 2 for Bedrock. The next one is not something that I can specifically show, but in Java on the Caves and Cliffs updates, there was a thing where there were more diamond generations in caves in deep slate level than in Bedrock in deep slate level. That's why in Bedrock, I think it's a bit, not bit, way harder to find rarer ores because you need to strip mine for hours just to get like 10 of them. That's why I will give the point to, in this one, Java, because I don't know if it's for other people, but in this video, to find the cave, I dug like 20 holes. And in all the caves that I found, I only found 2 diamonds per giant cave. Well, in Java, if I were in Java, I would have gotten like 20. That's why I will give the point to Java. Besides, in Java, there are way more structure generations. However, you see in Bedrock, even if you're going with an elytra at full speed, it's weird. Like, you don't see any structures because it's very rare to find some. However, in Bedrock Edition, generally, there's more amplified terrain. And, well, even though you can't find very much structures, when you do find them, I think it's a bit more rewarding other than the Java, where it's like, oh my gosh, another village. I think it's a bit better than that feel. As I said, there are not many structures, but when you find them, it feels a lot more rewarding. Well, off screen, while I was trying to look for a structure, I found this village, which was 1,000 blocks away, which had absolutely terrible loot from that one blacksmith. But I found a very, very cool looking cave, which is very tiny cave. Like, look at this. It doesn't even go down to bedrock level. Oh my gosh, this is so tiny. This cave, as I said, I'll just prove my point. How many diamonds do you see here? I don't know about you, but I don't see any, because there is basically no diamonds in Bedrock. I mean, I'll let you guys know if I do find one at the end of this video.